Hey, what's up, Granos and Granettes? Juan Granos, back again, this time with another review. So today I'm back in the car. It's a little chilly outside. I was hoping to do this review in a sunny day, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a review that needs the sun. I just think, you know, the weather here in New York is so crappy, so stuffy that I wish the sun was out so I could do this review. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this review. I've been procrastinating way too long. This is the type of review I could do it at home too, but I think in the car is a more appropriate review to do this in the car. So today we're gonna be talking about power inverters. So this particular review is about an inverter. So here's the box. I mean, it's a very simple box. The name of the company is called Solinba. So Solinba power inverter. This is a 1500 watt inverter of continuous power. It's 1500 watt, but the max is 3000. Why don't we just go into the review? We're just gonna open it up, and I do have my laptop here with me, so I can show you guys basically that it can power up your laptop. Now, a couple of things. This inverter is not for you to plug in a microwave. This inverter is not for you to plug in a drill. This inverter is not for you to plug in anything that requires more than 1500 watt of power to work. This is not the kind of inverter. This inverter is mostly for people who like to go camping, and they want to have their laptop with them and they want to work a little bit. It also has a USB port, I believe, or 2 USB ports. We're going to be checking that out in a second. Basically, that's what it's for. It's not, again, it's not to plug in, you know, high wattage appliances. The other thing is, this is a 12 DC to 110 volts. So again, it's not a 220, it's 110, the max that it could take. And the max output from the car has to be 12. It can't be a 24 DC. So if you have a, you know, like a truck or something that does 24 volts, then probably this is not the inverter for you. So why don't we jump into the review? I'm just gonna do a quick unboxing and we'll go and do the review. So I already sliced this box open, and basically we're just gonna go right in here and show you what it brings. It brings the manual, and the manual is pretty straightforward. I definitely suggest you read the manual. I'm not a manual kind of person, but this case I kind of read it because I want to make sure you know, that I'm doing everything right. Basically it tells you how to use it, what can you use, how many, you know, all the specs and everything. So that's the manual there, and here's the actual inverter. Now it does bring some cables here. Here's the inverter. So here's the inverter. So it's got a couple of notes on there, but let me take it out of the plastic. Okay, so here's the inverter, and like I said, this is a 110 volt and 60 hertz inverter. It's not a 220, so they do have a version that is a 220. And again, this is a 12 volt input inverter, and they do have a 24, but this is not the one. So I mean, this is basically for people who like going camping, you know, and you have your little minivan and you want to charge your laptop, charge your phones and what have you. So let's go through some of the parts over here. Okay, so yeah, I was right. So you got the two outputs right here for 110 volts, and you do have two USBs. And I believe those two USBs, the highest that it supplies about, I believe, is 3 amps. So those are the two USB. You got the overload charge and the on charge. I mean, the light, you know, tell you when it's on. And on the other side, we have a fan, obviously to keep the unit cool. And you got your positive, your ground. You can actually ground this, and your negative. So this particular unit only brings these wires, okay? So when you buy this, if you're planning to use this in your car, in your van, wherever wherever you're gonna use it at, you should plan on getting maybe the cigarette lighter plug, which I did purchase, which is right over here somewhere. And this is the plug that I purchased. Here's the ends right here, and here is the cigarette lighter end, and you would just connect these wires right here, obviously like this, and then you plug it into your cigarette lighter. Again, I recommend that you turn on the car before you plug in your inverter, only so your fuse won't blow out. If you have in your cigarette lighter, if you have a 20 amp fuse, it's good. Anything below that might pop. Again, have some fuses available just in case that happens. But I think in this car I have a 20 amp fuse plugged in. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the cigarette lighter plug, and we're gonna test this out, see how this works. Okay, so I have the wire connected to the back. The unit is on this side, it's in the off position. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the car. Sorry if you're gonna, hopefully there's nothing, oh, just the bling or in the CD player there. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this, and hopefully this will not blow out my fuse. Okay, so I managed to connect the wire finally to the box. Took me a while because I was trying to do it one-handed in the camera, but obviously that's not the way to go. But here I show you, my laptop has no power coming in yet because I haven't turned it on. And we're gonna go ahead and flip the switch, and you should hear like a little beep, and there it is. And like I said, if you are over the limit, this little light will turn on. It will tell you, you know, basically over the limit. And here we're gonna go to the laptop, and there is the light now. Obviously, is, you know, my case is red because my laptop is probably completely dead. Oh, it does have a little bit of charge, but let's check it out. Let's open the laptop. Nope, there it is. It's dead. And we're gonna open it up. Now, I don't know if you heard that, but the fan turned on. Now when the machine feels like it's gonna overheat, which, I mean, it doesn't feel hot yet, but if it feels like it's overheat, the fan will turn on the other side. So, okay, so while it's charging the computer here, this computer is completely dead. I haven't used it in a while. So it's gonna try to give it a little bit of juice. While that's going on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in the USB over here so you guys can see how that works. Basically, you know, you just plug in your USB. There it is. And I have my phone right here. And let me try to do this one-handed again. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Okay, let's see if we could do this like this. Okay, here we go. And there it is. The little power turned on. So, you know, you can see you could charge USB at the same time. So like I said, I'm just gonna give it a minute, let my computer the battery charge up a little bit so I can show you guys, you know, basically that it works. I mean, it's charging up the computer right now, but I want to show you guys that it shows as electricity coming into the computer. Okay, so we let the computer charge for a little bit, see if we can get some charge on it since it was completely dead. Let's see if it turns on now. So the computer is on after letting it charge for a little bit. As you can hear, the inverter now went into sort of like high gear as the computer turns on. So now there it is, there's a computer, and I basically want to show you that the power on the computer is charging. There it is, 19%. So it's working pretty well. The inverter right now is basically, the fan is on. I assume it's, you know, sucking more power than it usually does when the computer was just charging. But as you can tell, it does work. I mean, this is not, you know, this is pretty good. So it works. I mean, I had the inverter on, I want to say, for about 20 minutes charging the computer, just so you know, so I could turn it on, because obviously the computer was completely dead when I took it out. But it does work. Like I said, it brings these two cables. But if you want to connect it to your car, you're gonna need this cable here, you know, basically for the plug, so you can plug it in. And these, I believe, they're 3/4 of an inch. You need a 3/4 of an inch one. These are kind of small. They barely fit on the plugs on the inverter here. They barely fit right in here. So you need to get ones that are a little wider. So, you know, there it is. There's what it looks like. So it needs a little bit, maybe, I want to say maybe a 1/4 of an inch or something like that. So the Solinba inverter works the way it's supposed to work. I mean, if you need an inverter for your van, when you go camping or you go on a long trip and you want to have another power port on your car, like this car doesn't have a power port. Most cars do have a power port now, but this one doesn't. You just get one of these inverters. Now, what I do suggest is you probably want to when you install this, you want to install it, I don't want to say permanently, but you want to fix it to something. You don't want this moving around, you hit the brakes, this thing moves forward or something like that. You want to fix this onto something in your car so it doesn't dance around, you know, secure everything. You might also want to ground the unit in case, you know, I don't know, lightning hits it or electricity hits it, whatever. But it works. So the Solinba 1500 watt inverter works the way it's supposed to work. I hope this little review, I mean, I know it was very short, it helps you guys if you're looking for something, you know, something like this for your home, for your, I mean, you know what, you can also use this if you were if you have solar power. If you have solar power, you put your solar power connections right in here, you know, the out of the solar power 12 volt part. You put it right in here, and then you have 110. Just remember, this is a 3000 watt inverter. If you need something bigger, obviously, you know, don't plug in a microwave, don't plug in any home appliances that takes a lot of power to use. Do not use this, it will catch on fire. Like I said before, it has a little fan here which keeps it cool. And by the way, like I said, I've been using this for about 30 minutes now, and it was, you know, the fan was going on really high, you know, trying to, you know, I guess work, and the unit is still ice cold, so you don't have to worry about the heat on this unit. You know, the heat sheets on it, I guess, work pretty well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. You've been watching Juan Granos on LGTV. Find me on Instagram, Los Granos. Find me on Facebook, Los Granos. Find me on Twitter, Los Granos. Find me on YouTube, Los Granos, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and share. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.